And it's funny you mention Star Wars because so we know EA has been working on Star Wars games, which is overseen by Lucasfilm Games.
Mm-hmm.
Another big piece of news that I wanted to kind of group with this one was that Ubisoft, another major company, Bethesda, Ubisoft, and EA. These are three companies that used to have their own E3 shows. Okay, these are big companies. Ubisoft is making a Star Wars game with Lucasfilm Games. It's going to be a story-driven open world developed by Ubisoft Massive. If you don't know who they are, they did The Division and The Division 2. Okay. And according to the Ubisoft CEO, Yves Guillemot, he says that... What's that?
Yves Guillemot?
Yves
Guillemot?
I asked Rico before we filmed. He said it's pronounced Yves Guillemot.
I'm glad you asked.
I did my research, brother. Trust me. And if I'm wrong, you feel free to correct me in the comments. I'm pretty sure it's Yves Guillemot.
I think it's French.
Yeah.
And
Ubisoft, is a lot. Most of Ubisoft is up in Canada, so yeah, that makes sense. So Yves Guillemot says that this is the start of a long-term, and this I'm quoting just the article I read. They put this in quotes: long-term collaboration with Disney. And if you guys don't know, I mean, Lucasfilms or Disney and EA had an exclusive contract since 2012
for a long time.
2013 for a while. It's no longer exclusive, obviously, with Bethesda making an Indiana Jones game, and Ubisoft is now working on a Star Wars game. It's going to be interesting to see Star Wars games competing with each other. But according to him, it's going to be a long-term collaboration with Disney. He also teased that this game will be an original Star Wars that will be different than anything done before. That's a huge wow.
That's a big statement.
Ubisoft Massive is currently recruiting for the project, and they're going to be using the Snowdrop engine, which was used for the Division games. So should be interesting. Those are graphically beautiful games. So should be interesting.
I'm excited because I think the last game that EA was contracted to do was I think it was Star Wars 43, something like that.
19 or 21 something.
Yeah, something like that. And it was I think it was a scavenger store. I'm not sure. I might be mixing.
I kind of want to look that up.
Yeah, because I remember that was the game, and I was super excited for that. And the contract, I guess, ended. That we never. But I'm excited. I mean, I don't know what it is, the stars aligned, but all this Star Wars stuff to me is just, I can't get enough of it. I feel like I'm 14 again, diving into those books and trying to play everything that I could.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't it remind you of, really, doesn't it remind you of, because you and I have talked about this so much.
Yes.
For those that don't know, Jerry and I are big comic book nerds as well. Artogm and I are big comic book nerds as well.
Artogm, if you're Rob, blame this guy.
Yeah, my bad. But we're huge comic book nerds. Actually, the whole we met at a comic book convention. While we were artists and still attending conventions and doing comics and all sorts of stuff, and you and I had this conversation. It feels like all of our childhood dreams basically are coming true because you remember we were talking about, someday there's going to be because Aquaman's my favorite superhero. He's been my favorite since I was a kid, right? Yeah. And we were talking about it. I was like, someday there's going to be an Aquaman movie. There's going to be an Aquaman. I mean, here we are. Yep. There's an Aquaman movie.
And not only is there an Aquaman movie, ZacAvalanche was one of them.
Shoot, you're crazy, man. Aquaman was super popular. And think about this. Not only is there an Aquaman movie, but there's a spin-off movie that they're making, and there's a second Aquaman movie they're making. I mean, we were just blown away by the fact that all these superhero movies were coming out, and we're just like, what? This is everything we wanted as a kid. And now we're starting to see it with all the Lucasfilms properties.
Yeah, and it's just they're they're giving us, and just to keep going through this is those conversation where it reminds you, it's like when we're kids and you always have these dreams, maybe someday, what if, like, could they really and here we are, and we're not even close to the grave yet, and they're just giving us just.
To be fair, no one knows how close they are to the grave.
That's true.
Yeah, but usually
could be tomorrow.
But usually the rule of thought is when they start giving you all the things you want in life, you're like, well, I got a little while. I mean, I see where we're here. But this is just, I don't even know what the game is, but I'm excited. I mean, I really hope it's not a Jedi-based game. I mean, there's so many of those, but I want something different. Maybe along the lines of, again, I think it was 14. No, I think I saw it's 1313, something like
1313.
Just give me a different angle because that universe is big.
Yeah, maybe it will be.
Yeah, or maybe, I mean,
what if it's a bounty hunter game?
I'm sold. Like, for me, it's just like, hey, there's
don't they have one though?
Where I don't
think so.
Huh? Or
I mean,
the Mandalorian's a bounty hunter, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, what if it's a bounty hunter game in the world of Star Wars, in the universe of Star Wars, and literally, if it's this open world thing, what if you're bounty hunters and you're going out and trying to collect bounties and stuff?
I think of all the universes in the gaming industry that could really help Star Wars out, it would be, and this company made a Star Wars game. Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh man, that is
BioWare with Mass Effect and their expansive universe and how great they. Can you imagine a Star Wars game in that same kind of that image, the same kind of light? They already have such a huge foundation of what they can do. We've been playing Star Wars games for ages. Yeah. I used to play. I used to play the original Battlefront 2 for hours on end.
Yeah,
love that game.
For me, it was Knights of the Old Republic.
Right.
When you get to that end reveal, it gives me chills thinking about it because chills. I might change pants, but it just was wow. I don't know what else I could ask for. I mean, at this point, I actually want. Okay, you know what? I'm going to put it out there. I want a Princess Leia game. I just want to know what that game would be like. Why not? Just just give me a Princess Leia.
Can I have a
with all the gaming genres, with all the Star Wars games that are already out? They have. I still think they haven't touched on everything.
Oh yeah, no.
They haven't touched on everything. Can you imagine a Walking Dead type Star Wars game?
Yeah, you mean like a Telltale kind of
experience where it's very story driven.
Well, don't they have Vader Immortal?
They do.
Yeah.
I'm
very
I'm sitting on the outside looking on this.
You know what's
VR, baby.
What's great about this is when this game comes, and since Disney, this is going to fit into the timeline. They released a new timeline recently of where everything goes in order. Because that was the biggest issue for a long time, which was where does all these events take place, and Disney released a Star Wars timeline. So there's these big pockets throughout the whole thing that you can just, this has me excited. I can't wait. Do they have a date on that one?
Nope. No news. It sounds like it's very early because they're still recruiting people.
Right, still recruiting
to come work on it. So we should throw our hat to the ring as writers and artists. I mean,
What's up?
I'll come help you work on a Star Wars game, Ubisoft. I don't want to move to Canada, but maybe.
I'll bring you coffee. Like, I just want to be in the room.
I want to be a part of it. It'd be cool. It'd be neat. I'm excited because Ubisoft, again, overall, I would say they have a good track record with their games. They've had some flops like Bethesda. In fairness, they've probably had more flops than Bethesda, but
Assassin's Creed Rogue,
Assassin's Creed Rogue. Oh gosh,
Unity.
Yeah. I didn't hate Unity, but
that game was busted.
We could go off on Assassin's Creed. on an Assassin's Creed talk. Maybe we'll do a bonus podcast one day where we just talk about Assassin's Creed.
All the Assassin's
Um,
Creed.